Hey fellas, welcome back to another video. Now today I wanted to just talk about Modern Warfare 2. I know my last video I used some Modern Warfare 2 gameplay I had, but I just wanted to talk about it. Now Modern Warfare 2 was the first game I was introduced to back in 2009 when I came to this country, and it's probably the reason why I'm in the National Guard. I remember the first time I played it, it was at my cousin's room in Tampa, if I remember correctly, and he had an original Xbox 360 and he was playing the campaign. I was just watching him, and he got to that level where you play as Rangers and you fight all the way to Burger Town. Now, back then, the only video game I had played was like Crash Bandicoot and Spyro on the PlayStation 1. So seeing the difference in graphics to me was insane. It was like culture shock, and I was instantly hooked. Fast forward about a year later, I got my first Xbox 360 with Modern Warfare 2. Let me tell you, I grew up in those toxic lobbies you hear about. I was a squeaker who got gaslit into believing that there was a secret zombies Easter egg in High Rise and stuff like that. I remember those little rumors and stuff like that. Now, when it comes to Call of Duty, the novelty has already worn off, right? I've said it in my previous videos, but there's no more excitement left for people, right? Even Jev said exactly what I said on my last Activision video about how newer games just aren't finished anymore. So it's really hard to enjoy the newer games because, like I said, let me reiterate. FaZe Jev said the same exact thing I said in my video like days after. I'm not saying he's copying me because he for sure never even saw my video, but it just proves my point further that most Call of Duty fans, agree that you have to wait until the end of the game's life cycle to really experience all the content that was really supposed to be in the game since launch. But because it's so hard to really enjoy the newer games, what I've been doing is the same thing as Jeff, right? Where I go back to play some older, more polished Call of Duties and take a break from the newer games until I feel like I can come back and actually have fun instead of getting frustrated. So for the last month or so, I've only been playing Black Ops and Modern Warfare 2 2009 to get a break from Modern Warfare 2 2022. And lately I've been feeling the urge to come back and play a couple games here and there. But I'm trying to hold off until I can confidently come back and enjoy playing. The only problem I have with it, like I mentioned in my other videos, is that I will miss the chance to unlock all the content that came with the new season. I won't go into that as in depth again, but another problem I have with that is that when I do go back to the game, I feel like I missed a whole fuckload of content and I'm spun out because they had so many new things if they do. At least that was the case with Modern Warfare 2019. Anyways, Modern Warfare 2 2009, looking back at it, is still fun. All around amazing game, and same goes to the older, Golden Age COD games. But the problem with going back to these games nowadays is that for one, there are not enough people still playing them, at least on PC. People that play on console, at least from what I can remember, Black Ops 2 is full of hackers, and other games like Ghost and Advanced Warfare have no players online. In retrospect, though, some of those unpopular COD games were better than we remember them to be. Perfect example is Ghost, right? There were no loot boxes, no pay-to-win aspects, no battle pass. All it had in the store were the 4 seasonal DLCs, which, admittedly had some of the most overpowered weapons at launch, and, cosmetics like announcer voices and skins. To their credit, they did eventually fix the weapons, and as a whole, the game did not do well because of expectations, in my opinion, right? And I'm actually thinking if I should do a deep dive analysis and retrospective video on the older COD games like Ghost. So if you guys would like to see that, let me know down in the comments. And I was actually thinking I should buy an Xbox 360 to go back to those types of games and really see how different the experience is than on PC, especially since there are a lot more players on console. I've been looking at some 360 and Xbox One listings, and they're not as expensive as I thought they'd be, so it'll always be an option moving forward for me. Something else I'm very fond of is the zombies mode. I'd love to go back and make some zombies videos. The problem with that is I hold my videos to a certain standard of how my videos look and their general feel. So I can make commentary videos on zombies, but I don't exactly just want to do a voiceover because that's typically not how you do a zombies videos. So, speaking of zombies, something else that always throws me back is seeing Yodi Slaya and Syndicate and, other YouTubers like Meatwagon on my suggested videos on YouTube. They're all pretty OG zombies YouTubers. And Yodi Slaya was always my favorite. But if you guys know who he is and you remember that he passed away a couple years ago, when I heard he passed away, it was kind of unreal because, he was my favorite YouTuber back in the day. And I mean, he went from zombies videos to Borderlands 2, and I followed completely, and for good reason. Yeah, not to get off track, but Borderlands 2 is one of the greatest games made in the 2010s, and it's a shame that Borderlands 3 didn't accomplish what 2 did. Anyways, I've also been seeing a lot of new zombies YouTubers exploring the game again, you know, like Chris M. I've seen a couple of his videos, and they're not bad, so it's nice to see some life brought back into the zombies community. You know, zombies has always been one of the biggest and most important modes for Treyarch games. Obviously, right after multiplayer, so to see the last couple of zombies iterations haven't done as well as the original zombies, sort of a bummer because of the community, you know, has moved on to other games. Cold War Zombies, you know, was a good take, but as far as I know, it didn't perform as well as Black Ops 3 Zombies, and Vanguard, you know, we don't even talk about that one. That was a complete flop. I only heard they released one actual Zombies map on the game, so the next Zombies mode they release should really deliver. I love Call of Duty, but as much as I love older games, they don't offer the amount of content that we are spoiled with nowadays. You know, Modern Warfare 2 2009 and Black Ops Progression was primitive, but you know it worked, especially with the challenges. Something that was really addicting to me back in the day was when the challenge completed music played. That was like the pinnacle of Black Ops and Modern Warfare for me. I mean, it was just a little thing that they got rid of that I'm sure a lot of people have forgotten about, but to me was so incredibly satisfying. The challenges in the new games have been incredibly dumbed down. There's no sense of accomplishment for completing them except a little check mark or a weapon variant, you know. The last game I remember really having that accomplishment was Black Ops 3, which actually rewarded you with something cool like an animated calling card. I remember when I used to play on the PS4, I completed the campaign on Veteran, which was pretty hard if I remember, just so I could get that animated skull on fire calling card, the one you've probably seen a lot. Um, Anyways, I just wanted to talk about, you know, the golden days. You know, I know I do it a lot, but it's for good reason. You know, every day I play Call of Duty and I realize more and more, you know, the things they do to have players just grind hours on it every day for basically nothing more than to get as much coverage as they can to sell their, you know, overpriced microtransactions. That's just not the way to go for Call of Duty right now. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video today. Thank you fellas for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.